Every once in a while, a story comes along that feels less like fiction and, more like a mirror to the heart. It reflects our friendships, our longings, and those moments that shape who we are. Today, we have with us a storyteller whose words whisper the language of emotion and belonging, Sherin Carol, the author of Broke My Heart for the Plot. A 25-year-old designer with a soul full of empathy and imagination, Sharon has been weaving stories for years, and this book is a testament to her patience, passion, and love for human connection. Thank you very much, ma'am, for accepting our invite. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure is all ours. This was a little something from our end. How will you best describe yourself?
Hi, I'm Sherin Carol, a brand designer and the author of Broke My Heart for the Plot. Most of my days are spent creating visuals, stories, and little worlds that help people feel something real, whether that's through design or through words. I'm genuinely so excited and grateful to be here today. As a first time author, it still feels surreal that this story has found its way to its people, and I get to talk about in places like this. If I had to describe myself a little deeper, I'd say I'm someone who's always fascinated by emotions and how quietly they shape us. That curiosity is what fuels both my design work and my writing, and I think it's what ultimately led me to create this book. And once again, thank you for having me. I'm really looking forward to our conversation today.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, ma'am. So, Broke My Heart for the Plot. I mean, the title itself, it feels like a mix of heartbreak and purpose. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what made you fix this strikingly unique title, and would you mind sharing if it personally holds some meaning to you?
Yeah. So the title Broke My Heart for the Plot came from a very specific season of my life. That point where you know things may not really unfold the way you hope they will, but you walk into it anyway. Sometimes out of love, sometimes out of longing, sometimes simply just because hope is such a stubborn, beautiful thing. To me, the title is both uh, confession and a quiet rebellion. It's about acknowledging that heartbreak isn't always an accident. Sometimes we choose a path knowing it might ache, but because something in us believes that the journey will still be worth it. So yeah, it does hold a personal meaning. It's a reminder that, at least to me, it is a reminder that every emotion, even the ones that sting, adds depth to who we become. It's the plot twist that we didn't expect, but very much needed. So at that point of time.
Okay. So, the bond between Ilaria and Shiloh, it feels real, all real. Like it captures that, rare soul level friendship which many crave but very, very few find. So, especially in today's world.
True.
Now, yeah, tell us if these characters they are inspired by anyone in your life, or are they, the fragments of emotions that you have experienced over time.
That's a lovely question. Ilaria and Shiloh, they weren't really inspired by specific people, but they were absolutely inspired by very real emotions.
Hmm.
Their friendship is built like from a mosaic of moments that I have witnessed, or moments I have longed for. And yeah, you're right. Like we don't get uh, always get friendships like this soul deep in real life, especially today with when everything is so fast and transactional and constantly shifting.
Hmm.
So part of me, like part of creating them, was me asking, like what if two people still cared with that kind of sincerity?
Hmm.
Or what if emotional safety wasn't really that rare? And if what if connections didn't need to be so complicated to be meaningful?
Hmm.
And their bond is what happens when two people really see each other, right? Not the version that everyone else sees, but like the version underneath all of it. I think all of us have had like tiny glimpses of that kind of a connection at some point, maybe with a friend, maybe with a stranger, or even someone who just passed through our life like for a season.
Hmm.
But maybe we rarely have it in full, like a full capacity. So I kind of wrote them from that place, that tenderness of being understood, fear of losing someone that feels like home, and the comfort of being chosen without explanation. So yeah, they're rooted in emotions that I've lived through, like that intense loyalty, the unspoken understanding, and the quiet, like I've got you kind of
Hmm.
companionship. So Shiloh carries the steadiness that I've always admired in certain people in my life,
Hmm.
and Ilaria carries the vulnerability that I have spent time learning to embrace over the years, and together they became the portrait of friendship that's aspirational and also painfully real. So in a way, yeah, they represent the friendships that we hope for, and the ones that we just that like don't just walk beside us, but like with us. So maybe not every reader may have experienced a bond like theirs, but I really think everyone knows what it feels like to want one or to have one, and that's why I think they feel so real, that like their bond.
Beautiful. And that specific part where you said that what if someone actually cared, genuinely
Yeah,
cared. Wow.
yeah,
And that's what we all long for, yes?
true, very much.
Yeah. Okay. Now, as a third culture kid, Ilaria's sense of displacement and longing for belonging is super relatable. How much of
Hmm.
your own journey and worldview shaped her character and voice? And like also as a creator, how difficult was it for you to decide, on what emotions to name and which ones to leave unsaid and, let silence do the talking?
That was a nice question, pretty deep. So a lot of Ilaria is me, or rather, she's parts of me that spent years trying to understand where home truly is.
Hmm.
And growing up between cultures mean you're constantly translating yourself. Like you're always adjusting, always fitting in, always learning how
Hmm.
to belong without ever claiming a single place entirely.
Hmm.
And after a while, you start looking for mirrors, anything that reflects even a fraction of your experience. So you start searching for relatability in the strangest place, like in songs that are sung by artists that you've never met, in characters who grew up nothing like you,
Hmm.
or in shows like where someone finally says something that you felt your whole life. But most of the time, you don't really find stories that speak your language. So Ilaria was born from that longing. I wanted to create or write a character that the third culture kids could go look at it and go, "Oh, finally someone gets it."
Hmm.
So her sense of displacement, her craving for belonging, her in-betweenness, if I can call it, all of that comes from my own journey. So she carries that subtle ache of wanting to be understood without having to explain the context of your life in like
Hmm.
footnotes.
Yeah.
So and when it came to choosing which emotion to name and which not to be left unsaid, that was intentional. I let Ilaria speak the way many of us live. Like some feelings we like she articulates with clarity, and others she barely whispers or even mentions, and then some she expresses through the spaces between words. And honestly, sometimes silence tells the story better than dialogue, and especially when
Definitely.
you're writing about identities that have always existed in the margins, the transitions and in the pauses. So yeah, my worldview did shape her deeply, and creating her felt like a soft place for others like me and her
Hmm.
in that space.
The one that's comfortable, yes, to be in.
Yes.
Beautiful again. Beautiful. Okay. Also, the story, it seems to be beautifully exploring the lines between friendship and love.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think makes that line fragile, and why does it fascinate readers and also writers so much so that it hasn't lost the spark since ages? It's been continuously written.
That's true. So I think because friendship is already a kind of love in like to a certain level,
Hmm.
and when two people share that kind of an emotional intimacy, the boundary between the two isn't really a wall, it becomes like a soft fade.
Hmm.
And so one shift or like a one moment or one realization can change everything. So I think that line fascinates us because it's familiar. Most of us would have had someone in that undefined space, like a friend who felt almost more, or a love that began just as something quiet and safe. So it's a little dangerous and comforting at the same time, which I think makes it timeless in stories and in real life too. Uh, I think it's fragile because it holds both the safest thing that you know and the riskiest place that we can step into.
Very true.
And maybe that's the real reason why we can't look away is that crossing that line can give you everything or can cost you everything. So that tension is irresistible for, I think, both readers and writers as well.
Wow. Believe me, I wasn't expecting such a meaningful response, honestly. This
Thank
was
you.
wow.
Thank you.
You mentioned that this book took years to frame into what it is today. Congratulations on the successful publishing, very firstly.
Thank you so much.
What changed the most during that process? The story, or your writing style, or perhaps you as a person?
All three, honestly. I mean, the story grew with me, and with time, my writing also matured. And but the biggest change I would say was internal because writing this book over years meant I lived through different versions of myself.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, the girl who started the story had a lot of questions and a lot of edges, but the woman who finished it kind of understood like the softness differently, understood heartbreak differently, and understood herself much differently. So, by the time the book was ready, I realized that it had been shaping me just as much as I was shaping it.
Hmm.
And I think that's the quiet, magic of taking time with your story or with anything, honestly, because it grows with you and you also grow because of it. So, yeah, it was very beautiful.
Wow. The girl who started it and the women who finished it. Wow. Okay. So, as a designer and a writer, you you live between those two creative worlds, the visual and the verbal. Now, how does
Mhm.
one influence the other in your storytelling?
That's a very deep question. For me, design and writing aren't really two separate worlds. I just see it as there are two different languages I use to express the same feeling in just a different manner. So,
Hmm.
design had taught me the power of restraint, like the importance of white space, the balance, and the idea that not everything needs to be said for it to be felt by
Hmm.
the viewer. Whereas writing taught me the depth, like how to sit in an emotion, how to choose the exact word that tilts the scene in a certain manner, or how to let silence become part of the narrative.
Hmm.
So when I write, I actually see the story first. Like I'm very visual. So the scenes come to me in like frames, like the colors, the lighting, the textures, and and
Hmm.
then I translate visual into words. So, and then when I design, it becomes the other way around. I think like a writer. Like I ask myself, what is the visual trying to say?
Hmm.
What emotions do I want to leave behind? What story sits underneath the layout? So, I think both mediums shape each other constantly. Design sharpens my clarity, and writing deepens my intention, and together they build they help me build stories that you just don't read, but you also feel emotions through it.
Wow, again. This is such a beautiful blend.
Yeah, it is. I enjoyed every single day. I have zero regrets.
Wow. Amazing. So, if Ilaria and Shiloh, they could speak directly to the ones reading about them, what do you think they would want to say about love and also friendship and, letting go?
Okay, that I have not thought about that. Okay, so Ilaria, I think she would say something like, uh, being a third culture kid, I think she would say something like, it's okay to admit sometimes home is a person, someone who made you feel seen in a world where, you were always in translation. And even if they don't stay forever in your life, that feeling they gave you was real, and you're allowed to be grateful for it
Hmm.
or think about it. Shiloh, on the other hand, he would probably say, mm, like, some connections don't end, like they evolve with time.
Hmm.
And real friendship isn't about, holding someone so tightly, but it's like about letting grow, even if that growth takes you to a different direction, both of you.
Hmm.
And maybe something that they would really agree upon and say together is that love and friendship isn't or aren't measured by permanence of someone, and that they're measured by the way they changed each other, and how gently you learn to let go, and when holding stops feeling like safety net. Yeah.
Wow, again. At times, it's
Mhm.
really so beautiful to understand
And
someone's perspective towards life. Wow.
yeah,
And,
pretty intimate and also very meaningful. Yeah.
absolutely. And, every time I'm talking to someone who's younger to me, and I get to listen to their perspective, I
Hmm.
get to know how they look at life, how they look at these elements of life. I feel so good. I mean, wow, you're younger to me. Listening to you, yes, on
Okay.
things like love, friendship, letting go, life, living. Honestly, I'm feeling so nice, so wonderful.
Mm.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. So, home isn't always a place. I mean, that line from the blurb, it hits hard. Definitely hits hard. Now, what to you
Mm.
is home right now? I mean, at this stage of life, what it is about? A person, a
Mm.
feeling, or, a space within yourself?
All throughout my life, I've tried to define that and I've struggled. But right now, home feels more like a feeling than a location. For me, it's the sense of ease that you get around certain people, the ones that you don't have to overthink yourself with. And it's also in the small routines and creative spaces that make me feel settled,
Hmm.
even if life around me is loud or changing. And growing up between cultures has taught me that home doesn't always have to be tied to a single pin on a map.
Hmm.
And it can be the people who show up for you, the work that grounds you, or even the moments you've or where you had or felt most like yourself. So at this stage in my life, home is a mix of people, places, and mostly a feeling of comfort that I have learned to create for myself.
Wow. Okay. Now, if you could speak to the version of yourself who first started writing this book, I mean, the girl who started with this, what would you want to tell her about art, heartbreak, patience, and the magic of creation? What would the women today say to that girl?
I would tell her that you're not behind in any manner. You're building something meaningful, and meaningful things take time. I'd also remind her that heartbreak always won't feel this sharp, and one day she'd be grateful for the things that she felt things deeply enough to write about them. And I tell her that the moments that she thinks are setbacks are actually shaping the voice that she's going to write with. And the last thing I would tell her is be patient with the process and with yourself. Like every draft, every pause, and actually even every doubt is a part of the story too. And to trust the version of yourself, of you, like the version of you who finishes the book will be much stronger, softer, and so much more sure of why she writes and why this project is even out there today.
Beautiful. Super beautiful. Okay. For all the dreamers and storytellers, like the ones who are afraid to, take years perfecting something, like you just said that being patient with the process. That is what is needed, very
Hmm.
firstly. So, what would you tell them about the beauty of being patient, when you're creating something that truly lasts?
I'm so glad you're asking this question because um, time does not make art irrelevant, right? So it
Very
makes it
true.
honest. So
Bilkul.
right now, we live in a world that is obsessed with rushing and
Hmm.
like everything is quickly produced. But lasting things are rarely made in a hurry. If you think about it from like the time that we have learned things and
Hmm.
things about our like history and all that, everything took time. Um,
Definitely.
but I would want to tell them taking years does not mean you're slow.
Hmm.
It means you're allowing the work to grow alongside you. You're giving it the space to breathe and evolve and become something with layers instead of something that's just meeting a deadline. And the truth is, the version of you who finishes the project or whatever form of art it is,
Hmm.
won't be the same as the one who started it. And your craft obviously deepens with time, and your perspective also widens with age or two.
Hmm.
And so you write or you paint or you design with much more of a truth than because you've lived a lot of life, in between that two parts.
Hmm.
And so I would say take your years. If it's months, it's months. If it's years, it's years. Grow into the story and let the work age with you. Things age better with time, and the time you invest into this, like
Hmm.
whatever it is, becomes part of the art itself. So it's really beautiful, and I would say, take your time with it. It's okay.
Again, beautiful. And again, specifically this word investing, this needs to be understood
Hmm.
like on a very deeper level.
You gotta believe in yourself. It will happen. If there is a finish line, and it's okay.
Yeah. Beautiful conversation it was. Amazing. And one last thing to ask, like, what would be that one bonus
Uh,
statement that would go from the writer and the designer in you to the listeners?
okay, so if I had to leave the listeners with one message, it would be this. To create from the truest part of yourself. Let your craft be thoughtful and let your heart be loud. The world does not need more perfect art,
Hmm.
but it really, really needs more authentic art. So, yeah.
This statement didn't have that full stop. It had dot dot dot.
Yeah, to be
Wow.
continued.
To be continued. Beautiful, super amazing. Thank you very, very, very much, Miss Carol, for being with us. And this was amazing. One amazing conversation. I
Likewise.
mean, quiet and loud
Likewise.
together. Beautiful. Thank you very,
Thank you
very
so much for
much.
having me. Uh, this was such a meaningful experience because, like, as a first time author,
Hmm.
getting to talk about the heart behind the book, the
Hmm.
journey of the writing, and everything in between has been extremely grounding. And I also did not expect to reflect this much today. But your questions were
Wow.
pulled out, like, it pulled out parts of the journey I haven't talked about in like ages. So in the best way, honestly. And to the listeners, honestly, thank you so much for being here today. And your time and your attention truly mean a lot to both of us and to every other author that comes onto this platform. And if you do pick up the book, I hope it meets you at the right moment, and I hope the story resonates with you and that you find a piece of yourself somewhere within its pages. And yeah, thank you so much for having me. I had a blast doing this with you.
Feels so good. Thank you very, very much for all the nice words and all the very, very best. All the very best.
Thank you so much, and I wish you the same.
Thank you. Thank you so much.